Okay, good morning, everybody. From my side, I'm Silvia Comiati. I'm the head of the Joint Secretariat of the Interreg Italy-Croatia program. I'm happy to start this meeting and to welcome you all in this important event that we have organized in the framework of the next call for proposals of the program, which will deal with operational strategic importance. We will learn a little bit more on that today, and we hope that this will be also not only an informative meeting, but also a meeting where we can collect your inputs on this important call. First of all, I would like to welcome a representative of our monitoring committee of the Croatian delegation, Zrinka Đurđević. She will bring the greetings of the delegation and welcome you all. Please, Zrinka, the floor is yours.
Hello, everyone. It's great to see you in such large numbers. My name is Zrinka Đurđević, as Silvia already said, and I would like to greet you all on behalf of the Croatian National Authority. And I would like to thank you all for participating in this consultation process related to the second call for proposals for operations of strategic importance. It's good to see you, like I said, in such big numbers, because our working group, together with MA and JS and external experts, have been developing the thematic framework for this call for almost a year now. And now this process is in the final phase before launch of the call. And at the end of this process, it is also very important to include key program partners and citizens. So in today's consultations, you will have the opportunity to see what we were working on for this last year, and to hear more about the operations of strategic importance, and of course, give your feedback on them. In the last perspective, 11 very successful and important strategic projects were implemented in the course of this program, and so we hope that we will continue in the same direction in this new program as well, and have new, also very successful strategic projects. So thank you very much for participating, and have a fruitful day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Zrinka. And now a few words from the representative of the managing authority, Francesca Bonesso.
Thank you, Silvia. Good afternoon, everyone. I bring you greetings from the managing authority, Mrs. Anna Flavia Zuccon, who unfortunately, for unavoidable reasons, cannot attend today's meeting. For us, this is an important moment of sharing, which we believe in very strongly and have been working on passionately for the past few weeks. For this, let me thank the managing authority and JS team, who worked very hard, let me say, and with a lot of enthusiasm to realize this consultation event. A special thanks goes to our ID, Interreg Youth Volunteer, Sara. We will find more about this EU program later, who with enthusiasm made this event possible. So thank you, and I pass the floor to Silvia again. Thank you all for coming with us.
Hi, thank you, Francesca. We can now start our event with, first of all, with the presentation of the agenda for today. We have a couple of hours of work. We have prepared some interactive moments where we will hear your voice again, in addition to the survey that you have already received. We have also foreseen to organize breakout rooms where you will be able to discuss about the specific objectives you have chosen, and in particular what we have imagined for the OSI projects in those specific objectives. So in this first part of the meeting, my colleagues Francesca, Mauro, and Angelo will introduce the topics and the work for today, and then we'll give you also some inputs from the past programming period. So Francesca, please start, and again, welcome everybody.
Thank you. So on the screen you can see the agenda of today. After sharing the objectives and methods of the meeting, we will continue the work by dividing us by thematic interest. Afterwards, there will be a time for sharing the individual tables and a moment dedicated to young people. Finally, we will conclude our consultation meeting with the final Q&A session and an illustration of the next steps necessary for the approval of the second call for proposal of the Italy-Croatia program. So over the course of the next few items, you will be invited to answer some polls. So let's break the ice by launching with the first question, which we kindly ask you to answer. It's simple. So please, Sarah, if you can launch the first poll. Okay, so please answer the question, why are you here today? So let's see which is the most popular. Okay, some few seconds left. Thank you for the answer, for participating to this. Okay, thank you. So you are here to know more about the program and to learn about OSI projects. Thank you very much. So let's start the presentation. Okay, sorry, sorry. There is another question for you, so please answer also this one. Okay, how useful do you consider the consultation? This is a very needed tool that the European Commission is asking us to use more and more. So please tell us what do you think about it. Okay. Yeah. So let's see the results. Yes, it's useful. Let's. Okay, thank you. So let's start the presentation. Okay. Okay. Okay, thank you, Sarah. This slide shows the timeline of the upcoming call for proposals of the program. As you can see, the next call is for OSI projects, which, if all goes well, will be open next summer in July and closed by the end of the year. It will cover priorities 1, 2, 3, and 4 for a total budget of 27 million of euro. As you can see, in addition to OSI, there are many different types of project and related call to be launched. So even more opportunities to fund other projects. We will have small scale projects, standard and capitalization projects at the end. So if you want to learn more about call for proposals, we put here also the link to our website dedicated page. Okay, let's move to the other, please. Okay. What are operations of strategic importance? This is the definition of the EU regulation that shows that all these are operations that make a significant contribution to the achievement of programs objectives, and for this reason are subject to special monitoring and reporting measures. All these are also critical because of their ability to bring together different expertise to work common goal and improve the cross-border area. So this is a new type of project born in the current programming period, and their activity aims through networking to tell the results and impacts in the community. So they are very crucial and important for us for the program. Next, please. We defined these important projects already at the planning stage, detailing them in Annex 3 of our program into specific types. The first one is SMEs facility, whose aim is to target specific domains of the blue economy with a high potential in terms of growth, innovation, reinforcements of skills based on cross-border business cooperation. And we are here today for this one. The second type are projects that could be funded in relation to topics covered by the EU's flagship themes. And if possible, also coordinating with other Interact programs of the Adriatic Ionian area. So, next, please. In this table, you will find a summary of the projects that will be financed for each specific objective. One for each specific objective, with the exception of 1.1, which provides 2 projects. What about the OSI process? This top-down process of setting up the OSI call, and in particular of identifying the strategic themes on which to focus them. So on the one hand, the creation of a specific working group consisting of national and regional representatives of the 2 member states, Italy and Croatia. And on the other hand, we involved also thematic experts who will guide the process during our breakout rooms later. The work began about a year ago with a desk analysis that started with the results of project 1420 and the new needs for the current programming period, then led to inception papers, and finally in February 24 in thematic descriptive sheets for each specific objective. From the number of meetings that we were organized from June to December, you can understand the intensity of the work. At that time, I saw more working group members than my children, really. So let's go to the other. Okay, so these are the aims of the consultation process. First of all, we will discuss about objectives and types of activities defined for each OSI theme. Then also thanks to the surveys we launched in the past weeks, we would like to understand if the identified OSI themes meet the needs of the program territorial area from different points of view. We also want to investigate operational aspects to be included in a call for proposal. For example, the way how to include user actors during project implementation and how to create synergies across different types of projects. So our last disclaimer for you, for priority 1, there will be a separate consultation. Okay, so I give the floor to my colleague Mauro Novello. Thank you, Mauro.
Good afternoon, buongiorno, dobar dan. So my task now is to present you the objectives of the meeting. So basically, we want to inform citizens and stakeholders for this call, and we want to share the results of the survey we launched. So we would like to hear your reactions and maybe also your additional inputs. And we would like also to involve young people and inform them because we want to share the best practice we have. And also we would like to inform you about the main result of the 1420 strategic project, because we had also some strategic projects in the previous programming period. Next, please. The approach, as already mentioned, we will try to have an active interaction with you. So we will use the instant polls, but also if you want to add your questions or if you want to ask something, do not hesitate. You can use the chat or you can raise your hand. We have 4 breakout rooms where you will be invited to participate. We will have a wrap-up session and then focus on youth. And at the end, the question and answer and conclusions. This is the approach for today. Next, please. So the targets of the surveys and also of the consultation in general, as you know, it is the citizens primarily, because what we do is for citizens, of course. This is the final beneficiary of our actions in our program, but also youth. This is a special target we have, and the user stakeholders. So we want also them on board, and also the other Interreg programs, because we believe a lot of synergies could be created through our projects. Next, please. So now we have, again, a time for an instant poll. So if you can, please send it. Sarah, please answer this question. Have you been involved in 1420 strategic projects? Yes or no? In a way or another. Could be as a partners, but also in other ways. We see we are almost reaching all of you. Perfect. So the majority was not involved, but we have a big number of partners that are here today that have been involved in the strategic project. So we are very happy, because then you know already what we're talking about. Next, please. So now I would like to give the floor to Angelo, who will present the results of the 1420 strategic projects. The floor is back to...
Thank you, Mauro. Well, my task in any case is to give you a short overview of what happened with strategic in the previous programming period. Now, actually in 2019, the program launched a strategic call. The main feature was that the strategic call used an institutional top-down approach, and it means that the content of the project to be funded was already predefined by the involvement of national authority and other relevant institutions, which worked in dedicated working groups established by the monitoring committee. All in all, the definition, the process of definition of the call started with the recognition of the needs in the program area, and then we define some thematic, some theme, and of course cross-border solution for meet the needs defined before. So all in all, 11 strategic theme has been identified with a result-oriented approach. And for each strategic theme, one project has been financed. One project for each strategic theme has been financed for a total, European money plus co-financing budget amount, initial budget amount of 81 million euros. But the call out performed, and therefore we are talking about now of 84 million euro in total. The activity, the contract were signed in summer 2020, and all the 11 project activity ended in June last year. So I want to share with you a very, very short clip in which some figure and the result of the strategic call have been synthesized in this video. Only 2 minutes. After that, I will give you additional information on 2 projects. Okay, now I want to give, as I said, additional information to 2 projects. In particular, the first...
Vuoi parlare l'italiano vero e autentico che parliamo in Italia? Allora guarda.
Okay, sorry for the interruption, but it can happen. Okay, Innovamare. The title of Innovamare project, strategic project, is to dive into the depth. So the key word in this project is dive. Dive because the sector, the project, the focus on underwater robotic and sensor for purposes of monitoring and surveillance sector. They establish an ecosystem, innovation ecosystem through the project. The budget was roughly more than 5 million euros. And then very quickly, the most important achievement of the project. So they established a digital innovation hub, of course, created a strategy and action plan for model of ecosystem, innovation ecosystem. Prototypes, creation of prototype are very important part of the project, and then a web platform for the collaboration and establishment of a living lab. More in detail, some achievement. The digital innovation plan involved also the creation of a map of excellence in which a key collaboration tool and all stakeholders and part of interactive platform. 1,000 stakeholders were involved in this case for gathering information. 350 stakeholders was involved in the Innovamare community activities. Then there was the establishment of the web platform. And then, as already said, the side of prototypes of innovation solution. And then the living lab in the Adriatic Sea. You know, it is a place in which problems, needs and problems are identified and solutions are tested. And then a transversal part related to the education, training and activities which engaged over 300 different new stakeholders. And then I will focus on the fact that this project facilitated the preparation of 6 projects, and 2 of them have been approved in our first standard call. And then in 2023, that was not planned at the beginning, but was established the Digital Innovation Hub as a cross-border private entity. And then the Innovamare Academy. The first edition will be launched in July. Then some tangible result of the project. You can see top left, well, one of the 2 drone, one of the two vehicle. The first is swamp. The swamp is designed to monitor pollution in shallow water. But here you can see that this is not the Adriatic, but we are in the Svalbard, in which the drone has been tested. And then right bottom, you can see also the integration of swamp, the integration in swamp of a device, a multi-beam eco-sounder. On the right side, you can see the second of the drone. It is Korkira, which was designed to map the surrounding, but in deeper water. And then you can see floating in the sea also a smart buoy. So this is all. And we can pass to The second of the project, this is the largest project the program funded. We are talking about almost 20 million euros in total. The focus here is to enhance the capacity of the emergency service organization. We are talking about tackling natural and man-made disaster. So why this project is important? It is important because the catastrophes are not stopped by borders. They don't recognize the formal borders. So it is one of the fields in which the cooperation, the cross-border cooperation in general, can be successful. The achievement goes to the creation of civil protection protocols, the provision of equipment, safety equipment, but also land and sea vehicle, and especially new infrastructure. And then this, at the end of the day, improve the capacity and the efficiency of the emergency service organization, which is, in case of disaster and catastrophe, very vital for our life. Okay, now let's remain in the infrastructural part of the project. Here you can see two pictures. The bigger is the Advanced Training Center in Vučevica. This is a unique center in the area and one of the greatest in Europe. It is a facility in which not only train will take place and are taking place, but also they can host a team of 20, 25 firefighter or other person to be trained in training of 1 or 2 weeks. In the other picture, you can see that this facility has been shown to Ursula von der Leyen, and maybe you can recognize the Croatian friend, your Prime Minister Plenković. Then, on a shorter scale, it is a distortion. The picture was a bit distorted, but you can see on a different scale, of course, a training center in Kula Norinska. This is useful also not only for training the people, but also for monitoring nearby the area. And then another facility, a training center of Fabriano Belvedere in Marche region, for which the project give a lot of updated, and bought a lot of equipment. And then we can talk about the sea vehicle. In this picture, you can see what Istria bought. It is a sea firefighting vessel, especially designed for the North Adriatic area and equipped with oil spill barrier. And then the last picture. This is taken from Abruzzo. This is a strange firefighting equipment. It is a sort of pump, but this pump can be moved through helicopter and bring to the center of the disaster, and etc. Just another thing to mention that in Šibenik, a land command vehicle has been bought, and this is something that can manage in time of crisis situation the crisis, the disaster, the situation. So this is all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, Angelo. Thank you for this quick, but I would say exhausting overview of some of the results of our strategic projects in 1420. So we have a little bit tried to give you some context information, some background notions that we can use now in the breakout room. So Mauro, please, would you explain to the participants how it works now?
Yes, so I would like to draw your attention now to a specific exercise we would like you to do, which is very, very easy. So please pay attention. Everybody, please pay attention to my words. You will be asked to select one specific objective, and the system will then bring you to that breakout room. So you have to select a specific objective. Now you will see. And then you will be redirected automatically, so you don't have to do anything. If you don't do so, we will select for you a breakout room. So it's better if you select it yourself. So everyone, I repeat, pay attention. You have to select a breakout room. Dennis.
Sorry?
Yes.
Yes, I was interested about 2.1.
Okay, we will
Thank you.
dive into that.
It's climate change adaptation.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, thanks.
Okay. You're welcome. Okay. Welcome back to the plenary, and again, we will now go on with our program. We have now a brief wrap-up session, so I will kindly ask the moderators to give us some inputs about what they discussed in the breakout rooms and which were the main questions or issues that topics they actually discussed in the room. So I would start with room 2.1. So I will ask Mauro if he can briefly give us an overview.
Yes, thank you very much. So we had some very relevant inputs. Actually, I would thank everyone for their proactive approach. So we, of course, discussed the risk, disaster management, etc., related to climate change impacts, and we confirmed that this is the topic of the 2.1, and also that we would like to see a lot of these kind of activities related to disaster management, but also related to prevention of drought and flood issues. And then also we discussed about the importance that the right partnership is involved, but we didn't answer, of course, to a specific question of what kind of partners, but of course, in general, the activities needs to be performed, it needs to be implemented by capable partners. So this is something that is a general principle in all projects. So very, very brief summary. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Mauro. We can now go to room related to specific objective 2.2. So Lada Petrini, if you can give us the overview.
We really had no time for questions, so no, we didn't have input. So we basically so a question that we received during the consultation process, which was related to the new restoration law, and if the priority address to this law, and the answer, since it's a generic question, we can say that yes, the project should address the EU and national legislation relevant for the specific objective. And also the question was related to the engagement of the private sector toward the biodiversity conservation. And also here, since the private sector is among target groups, we expect that the beneficiaries will involve them in the project. So basically, that is it for the 2.2.
Thank you, Lada. We take the occasion Okay, we take the occasion to recall that if you have any questions or you want to address any other topic, you can always do it in the chat here in the plenary. Okay, so we go on with the breakout room now for the specific objective 3.1. Francesca, please.
Yes, thank you, Silvia. Also for this specific objective, we collected some very good points. The first one is that in general, we made a good selection of items and topics for the OSI projects. But we have to be very careful, and this was a very interesting recommendation to avoid duplication, because many standard and other types of projects are funded this type of actions. And the answer was that one of the expected output from the OSI project is indeed to really create a networking and cooperation among projects financed by our program, also involving different kind of projects. And then we also have had the user point of view, considering that we have to take into consideration the user flagships and the embedded process, or also during the project implementation. And the representative of the user also spend some words by presenting us the updates regarding the project they are doing to guarantee this embedding. So that's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, Francesca. And finally, the final room related to specific objective 4.1. Natalia Alzic, please.
Yes, thank you, Silvia. I must say that in the room related to SO41, we have a lot of experienced stakeholders, so probably that's why there were not a lot of questions. And they were at the beginning shy, but now starting to ask the questions. We didn't have enough time. Some questions were related to some specific requirements that will be still decided and approved by monitoring committee. And we underlined that it remains the most, let's say, important cultural roots valorization in the specific objective 4.1.
Thank you very much also to Natalia. Okay, so we had some information on the breakout room, of course, results of the discussions and the questions and inputs that we collected will be included in our follow-up report on this consultation. So you will find the details on this also in the documents that we will share with you after the consultation. We now move to the last thematic session of this afternoon. This session is dedicated to youth, and we are lucky enough to have two young people to present this session. They're both named Sarah, and they have been in our program for a while, bringing a lot of enthusiasm and many good smiles that we need in everyday work. So I thank both of them and leave the floor to them for the presentations.
Good afternoon, everyone. So in this item, we will focus on youth and their involvement both in the EU initiatives and in our Interact program. We will first have an overview of the initiatives of the European Union that involve young people, then their involvement in the OSI teams. Then Sarah will go on by presenting the projects, activities that involved young people during the programming period in 14-20. And finally, we will make some space for the question and answer session. First of all, we prepared some new poll to break the ice and see what you think about the youth involvement in the program. So I will start with the first one. Okay, so the first question is, how many IB do you think that the Interreg Italy-Croatia program has hosted us, or is actually hosting right now too? The IB program is a volunteering experience that offered the possibility to young people to join the Interact programs in Europe and give their opinion and help in the everyday activities in the program. So I see that most of you voted for the two people as Ivy in the Interact, but actually we are three, Sarah, me, Sarah, and Emma. So we are three, and I think we hope to host more in the future. Then we will go on with the second poll. Okay, so the second poll is how important is, according to your opinion, involving young people in the Interact program or projects? And I'm happy to see that you think that is important or very important. We have the same idea. Well, I think that having people with new point of views, it's always a good idea. So we will go with the third poll. Okay, the last question is, which do you think are the most useful tools for involving the youth in the Interact program area or in general in the European Union initiatives? So social media, newsletter, or the consultation process. And I must say that I agree with you because I think that social media is the easiest and quickest way to involve as many young people as possible. So I'm happy to see that you actually confirmed all of my ideas. So going back to the presentation. Okay, I will now tell you some of the European Union initiatives that try to involve young people. The first one is the one I mentioned also earlier, which is the Interact Volunteer Youth Association, which is the association I am actually part of now. It is an opportunity for young people who want to have an impact on the world by supporting solidarity actions through cooperation. You can be part of the Interact Volunteer Youth as an Interact reporter and support communication and make the EU cooperation as visible as possible, or you can be part as an Interact project partner and help in the development and implementation in a field that you like among the projects supported by the Interact program. The Ivy Association actually gives financial support for the volunteering experience, and in their site you can see all the placement offers in all the Interact programs throughout Europe that are interested in involving young people. Then we have the European Solidarity Corps, which are projects that benefit where young people can help and benefit communities, either abroad or in their own country. For example, there are a lot of initiatives inside the museums for European Solidarity Corps. Then we have the European Youth Week, which is held every second year. This year it will be held from the 12th to the 19th of April, and it will be just 2 months before the EU elections. So the elections and the vote will be the main focus of the events for the whole week. And it will be a great occasion to promote dialogue and participation between young people and politicians and representatives. Then we have the EU Youth Dialogue, which is part of the framework of EU Youth Strategy, and it is a forum for reflection and consultation on the activities of the EU for young people. Its main aim is to give voice to young people, and every 18th month there is a different topic. Right now the main topic is how we need youth, so how Europe can try to involve as many young people as possible. And it is kind of a way to ensure that young people views are taken into account when deciding about EU new policies. Then there is another initiative, which is Discover EU, which is an action part of the Erasmus Plus program, and it gives the opportunity to young people to explore Europe. In fact, they offer a travel pass to travel mainly by train, and actually the application for this action will open in 11 days. So I really encourage you to take part in it. To take part in it, you have to be born between 2005 and 2006. So maybe some of you will be able to join, or some kids, you know, or children and so on. Then we have the EURES, which is the European Network of Employment Services, and it tries to meet the job demand with the job offer in Europe. And they also organize training sessions, workshops, and so on to try to gain more and more skills which will be useful in the job world. Then there is, I think, the most known one, which is the Erasmus Plus program, which gives the opportunity to spend a period in another country to study, train, work, or whatever you want to do, as long as you learn something which will be useful for you and your future. Then, with regards to the involvement in our OSI team, so in our own program, of course, all OSI teams are addressed also to young people, but in some of the types of activities that we have mentioned in different specific objectives, we have tried to focus as much as we could on the young people. So, for example, in the first specific objective, which is about sustainable growth in the blue economy, we try to facilitate the engagement of young researchers, including both existing enterprises and startups. Then, with regards to the specific objective 2.1, which is related to the climate change adaptation and disaster risk prevention, we try to focus on students and teachers' exchange to develop common projects. And finally, with specific objective 4.1, so about culture and sustainable tourism, there is a type of activities which really focus on developing and testing interdisciplinary training materials and improving the relationship between the education and job market. Now I leave the floor to Sara to go on for the initiative of the 2014-2020 program.
Hello, everyone. So, as you can see, there are many opportunities within the Interreg framework to participate and to, let's say, involve young people. Specifically, the Interreg Italy-Croatia program during the 2014-2020 period started a very, let's say, curious pilot project with the School of Open Cohesion. And this has been going on for 2 editions, the 2022 and 2023. In this, let's say, initiatives, the project, together with ASOC, selects groups of secondary school classes which are twinned together between Italy and Croatia. And what the program aims to do with this is to, let's say, let them engage in civil participation and share the results of projects which have been financed within the program. And both years there has been 2 winners of this competition, and they were both one Italian and one Croatian class. And we held 2 award ceremonies, which you can see in the next slide. And the first one was in an event in Trieste, which was focusing on youth. And the second one was held in October 2023, so last year in Zadar, during the program final event. But not only the program, also projects involved young people during the whole programming period in very different ways. I've selected a few projects which involve the youth in, let's say, the best way possible in order to, let's say, be compliant with what the project was trying to do. So the Blue Cap project was very trying to involve young people in a way in which they try to join curricula of schools, both in the Italian and Croatian technical education system, particularly in the field of nautical, traffic, technological, and transport schools. And these schools were coming from different Italian and Croatian regions. These classes were also twinned with partners within the private sector in order to teach them how to apply what they learn in school in their joint curricula in the real world of work after the finishing of their studies. Another project is the AdSwim project, which was focusing on urban wastewaters and the best way to ensure that these kind of wastewaters could be become still nutrients filled with nutrients and so not become, let's say, something which is really bad for the environment and to ensure the ecosystem stability. And in order to do this, they recognize that involving young children and explaining to them how much this can affect their future was very important. And so for this, they organized some living labs with children from elementary schools. This has had a very nice outcome because children were very ecstatic about this and they had a lot of fun. The last project that I selected was the STREAM project. And this project was, let's say, focusing on disaster and risk management, so flooding and other hazards. And in this project, let's say a leaflet was developed, especially for children, in order to raise awareness from a very young age on the disasters that can be, let's say, happening in the future, and in order to know how to respond to them. And to, let's say, manage the risks that can come from flooding and other disasters.
Okay, thank you so much to both Sarah and Sarah for their presentations and for giving us some information in general about initiatives of the EU for young people, what our program has done in the past and what we can do, what we would like to do also in the framework of the next call for proposals. Once again, if you have any question, any input, you can use the chat, or you can also raise your hand and we can let you speak in this meeting. We're going towards the end. We are in perfect time. I would like just to give you some final the next steps and our next activities towards the publication of the call, and a bit also what we have envisaged as a follow-up activities to this consultation event. So we have today tried to gather some more inputs from you. We have gone through the inputs that we already received through the survey, and we will try to provide you with an exhaustive follow-up report to let you know what came out from this consultation and how we are going to use these inputs. So we would like to share with you what we will do. First of all, be informed that the results of the survey, so what we collected and what we also presented in the breakout room today, will be shared with the OSI working group, that is the group of delegates from the member states in our program that are working on the call for proposals. We also share these inputs with the monitoring committee that is in charge of approving the call for proposals. We'll share these results also through our website in order for you all and for other stakeholders of the area to know about the opinion expressed by the stakeholders and how the program is intended to include them in the programming. And we will also use these inputs to implement new or to enhance the existing strategies with other programs. Talking about the synergies with other programs, we also had some inputs, we requested some opinions from other Interreg programs insisting in the Mediterranean area, basically, Adriatic and Mediterranean area. And these were the questions that we found more interesting for you to tackle. The first one was whether the other Interreg programs were actually developed the OSI call for proposals with the top-down procedure, and the answers, as you can see, are in majority yes, with 2/3 actually expressed a clear yes. Talking about the typology of call for proposals, as you can see, half of the programs replied that they chose the top-down approach, and half of the program actually chose an open call for proposals for the operational strategic importance. Some other information inputs that came from the other programs, talking about synergies and how we can enhance cooperation. We have shared with you some suggestions, for instance, the idea to share more data among programs using IT systems, the idea to share common monitoring common monitoring activity to actually see similar projects together with similar projects with similar contents all together. We actually had the suggestion to exchange among the different programs the best outputs and results, which can then be replicated, and this is very much in line with the capitalization effort that our program is carrying out. And finally, the idea to create thematic communities of projects, starting, of course, from the OSI, which, as you know, are intended as some kind of flagships projects for our programs. We have a final question for you, and this is related to the topic of synergies. And in particular, we would like to hear from you how projects that we fund as a program and project partners in particular can enhance the synergies in Interreg Italy-Croatia area. So we propose here some different tools and methods like organizing joint events, doing joint communication activities, but also develop complementary activities between projects. So we are eager to know what you think is the best way to actually enhance these synergies in the area. Okay, so the 51%, the majority of people actually expressed the preference for complementary activities between projects. We think this is indeed a very valuable way to make synergies, to make the most out of EU funds, Interreg funds, and we strongly support projects to organize themselves in doing such complementary actions. So thank you for your feedback also on that. Before going to the next steps, maybe I would like to just take a couple of questions that we received in the chat. So we have one question, I can read it out loud. Do you think to share future youth activity implementing inside the program with other European networks and youth councils such as the CPMR or USER? This is a question from Stefania. I think it's a very good proposal to share these activities with a broader context, such as these networks that Stefania is mentioning, and especially with USER that is working a lot on with young people, also with the Youth Council. I think we can definitely develop something in the framework and in accordance with the monitoring committee. I'm asking my colleagues if they want to add something more. I'm asking the young representatives if they think that this could be also a feasible way, a feasible approach. I see nodding faces, so I can take it as a yes. We have another 2 questions, if I'm not wrong. Okay, there is one question, whether the project proposals need to be focused on young people or could be part, or they could be part of the target group. Yes, we can confirm that young people are included as target group in our IP, in our program. And of course, also the OSI projects can, and in our opinion, should target young people as target groups. Maybe it would be difficult for OSI proposal to be fully focused on young people, I would say, because the scope of the project is broader. Yes, so, but definitely we do have this focus on standard and small scale projects where the focus can be much more narrowed down on specific target groups. Okay, I think we can go to the next steps now. Okay, so these are a bit the timeline that we have ahead for the call for proposals. We are now in April, where we have organized this consultation process. We will, as I said before, organize a follow-up and share with you results of these important activities. Then in June, we are foreseeing the approval of the call for proposals, which will then be open from September to November, as we think that opening a call during the summer is not an ideal timing. So to give more opportunities to all the stakeholders, we find beginning of autumn a better time for this call to be open. And we foresee the approval of the OSI and the start of the OSI projects in 1 year from now, so in April 2025. As I said, we will share with you on the website all the information and the follow-up report. We will inform you when this, via email, when these documents will be available. I would like to take this last minutes to tell you that if you have more questions, you can still do it. We have a couple of more minutes. And I would also like to take the occasion to thank not only all of the MA and JS colleagues that worked hard to prepare this event, but also that today managed to the different presentations and the breakout rooms and the moderation tasks, but also the experts that supported us last year in very intense but very fruitful experiments and process of construction of this goal. And they actually also gave us the availability to be here with us today to present to the topics, and I really want to thank all of them for their availability and precious help. So I'm asking my colleagues if there are more questions. No? So I think we can close this meeting. Again, thank you for participating so numerous today. And I hope that you actually found useful and interesting this event that we organized, and we hope to see you soon in the next events that we will organize in the program. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
you too. Excellent
Thank
work.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.